everyone, and welcome to another episode of Cavaliers Courtside. I'm your host, John Michael, coming to you from here inside Rocket Arena, where the playoff push is on. The Cavaliers are creeping back closer to full strength tonight as they take on the Miami Heat. They get Jarrett Allen back in the lineup, as obviously the Cavs want to be clicking on all cylinders come mid-April. We have a terrific show for you here today. Donyell Marshall, who was a Cavalier for 2.5 seasons between 05 and 08, will be joining us. And we also got to visit with Nae'Qwan Tomlin. All of that is straight ahead right here on Cavaliers Courtside.
This is Evan Mobley.
This is Jalen Tyson.
I'm Larry Nance Jr.
I'm Sam Merrill. This is the longest drive competition.
This is Dean Wade at the long drive contest. Sam Money Merrill, coming for you.
Man, it does feel like this is tight quarters.
That's a decent start, I'm just trying to get the lay of the land.
That was 283, Kerry. That wasn't bad. Woo! 176. I mean, I don't know if I'm hitting a better one than that. That was 311, 330 total.
Where's Sam at? All right.
I might come for Sam.
Hey, look, right down the lane too.
Larry went 324. He's cheating. I don't know how much he had to pay you guys, but yeah, I ain't got this.
300 is crazy.
All right. I got a couple more, and then I'm calling it quits. My last one, I'm giving up on the sport. Yeah, I ain't making it, fellas. Sam, Larry, everyone else got me.
Sheesh. 210. Keeps curving. Let me get like two more. 211. That's 274 though. Yeah. I'll take it.
We're getting there. Only like halfway there. All right, this is my last one. If I mess up, you delete this, all right?
Oh, God.
Cavaliers Courtside is driven by Toyota. For all Toyota offers, visit toyota.com. All right, we're back here on Cavaliers Courtside. It is my pleasure to welcome here Donyell Marshall, 15-year NBA veteran, played nearly 1,000 games, 2.5 seasons with our Cavaliers. Hey, welcome to Cleveland. Good to see you.
Thank you. Nice to be back.
What are the emotions that run through you when you walk into this building and think back about some of those Cavalier teams?
I mean, obviously the great times of, playing with LeBron and building the unity we built, but also is we didn't necessarily win the championship, but being the first team to go to the championship. Just coming back and knowing that the feelings we had and the way the city was after that game, it was electric, and so just to be a part of that just feels amazing.
It was a really important time in Cavalier history as this team was really getting going. You mentioned that first trip to the finals. Is there anything that stands out maybe about this crowd or about the city back at that time when you guys were starting to make that surge and really put this team on the map for that era?
For me, it's I grew up obviously following basketball, so I remember when they had Brad Daugherty, Mark Price, and all those guys, and I've seen the arena, but to be in the arena during that atmosphere and being with the electricity that it had is just feeling all that coming, it pushes you to another level. So I remember there times in the fourth quarter of being a little bit tired, but getting the energy from the crowd, and a lot of people don't know what that feels like, but when you have that energy, we really felt it a lot during that season, and it really transpired over to the court. And if you guys remember Game 6 here against Detroit, the year before we had it, we didn't do it, but that second year, the crowd behind us really, and a lot of people don't remember the baseball team was playing the Detroit baseball team at that point in time too. So to have those people watch their game finish early, having them watching our game on the big screen, it all just helped us out, and we were able to pull it out. And like I said, it's still electrifying.
You mentioned a Game 6. I'm going to talk to you about another Game 6 that's still fresh in so many of our minds. Back in 05, you hit 12 triples as a member of the Raptors. But 2 years later, a game that's more memorable to us was the 6 you hit in Game 6, second round against New Jersey. At that time, there weren't a ton of guys your size shooting the three. Are you surprised at the evolution of this game, or did you kind of see it coming considering the way you played the game?
I think if you look at it, first of all, that night was my birthday, so it really felt good knowing that night, especially considering I didn't play well the game before. But if you look at back then, if you look at my position, right, at that point in time in my age, I was a stretch four. And so I think that was evolving into the way the game is being played today. Now you have stretch fives, and really no positionless players today. So you really transpired seeing it. But it was funny because I looked back and I forgot somebody I just watched recently, and it was like one player. I mean, I'm not even talking about Bam's 83-point game, but I'm talking about like somebody else had took like 23s in a game. And I look back as when I played for Utah and Golden State, there was times we didn't take 10 threes in a game. Now you got a single player doing that. So it's amazing how the game has transpired and where it's going.
Mark Price always jokes that he led the league one season shooting 5 threes a game. I mean, it's just wild the way the game has come. Your game would translate to today's game, wouldn't you agree?
I definitely think it would. I was assistant coach now with the Greensboro Swarm with the Charlotte Hornets, and I remember probably like 2 years ago when Mitch Kupchak was the GM, and I forgot who signed a big contract. And I came into practice that day, and Mitch goes, "Donyell, what do you think you would have got today?" So, I definitely think my game would have definitely transpired in today's game.
You were recently recognized as a Big East legend for your terrific tenure at UConn. Before we let you go, I have to ask you this. Can you put into perspective what the Lady Huskies have done, not just this season, but for decades now with that program?
They've basically put a lot of pressure on the men, winning 12 championships and, going for the 13th, and they put a lot of pressure on the men. But what they did is amazing. What Gino has built up there is great. And, it's called the basketball capital for the world, of the world. Obviously I think it's more because of the women, but the men are definitely up there. But, it's just fun watching them play. Sometimes it is like a little embarrassing. Like you like watching them play, like, I was talking about this the other day when you play UTSA the first game, and it's like when you're UTSA and you're watching the selection go, and you sit up here and see that you have UConn the first round. What is on your mind? Is like, yes, we made the NCAA tournament, but we have to go to Connecticut, So, and it's somebody just texted me right now before we came in. I don't bet, but they're like, how is UConn a 29.5-point favorite over the 15th best team in the country? So, but those girls are amazing to watch. Azzy Fudd is amazing. Sarah Strong is amazing. But the thing that Gino and Coach Daly have done with that program is irreplaceable.
On the men's side, prediction for tonight: Huskies Spartans.
You know what? I mean, we played them in preseason. We beat them in preseason, so I'm hoping that translates over today. It's something my heart is pounding for, because I know the next game, if we do get past this next game, it's either going to be Duke or a fourth game with St. John's. Yeah. And that's the game that's probably going to really get me going. But obviously I'm going with the Huskies until we're done.
Donyell, great catching up. Thanks for taking some time with us, and continued success.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
All right, our thanks to Donyell Marshall. More on Cavaliers Courtside right after this.
What's up, Cavs fans? This is the classic edition of This Was That with Craig Porter Jr. Let's get it. Lil Wayne, 50.
50.
50, okay. Why you rock with 50 like that?
I mean, just growing up.
Okay.
I mean, he had a video game on here that was actually pretty cool, but just his music, I just liked his music a lot
50
more.
still. I'm a Power fan too. You watch Power?
Yeah, a little bit. Watched a little bit.
Survivor or The Bachelor?
Probably The Bachelor, just so I can watch it with my fiance.
Guitar Hero or Wii Sports? Did you ever play the Wii?
I play both.
Okay.
Yeah, I like the drums on Guitar Hero more. It's a lot easier.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? You got the whammy bar on the guitar and stuff.
Right.
Make it a little more fun. But
the Wii, did you get down like this?
Yeah.
Okay.
Bowling, baseball, tennis, all of it.
Oh, you did it all? Okay.
Come on now.
Pin My Ride or Cribs?
Cribs. Pin My Ride was too. I seen him put a fish tank in the car one time.
That was wild.
I was like, nah, that ain't.
MySpace or Facebook?
MySpace was more my brothers. Speed, that's like
Yeah.
a little before me.
Yeah.
But Facebook was like what I came up to. So
Exactly.
I'd say Facebook.
You still with Facebook now?
Nah,
Oh, yeah,
it's
with
too
Facebook.
much on Facebook. Too much.
We're back here on Cavaliers Courtside, driven by Toyota. Well, what's special about this particular Cavalier team is that it features so many terrific underdog stories, one of whom is Nae'Qwan Tomlin, just a special young man. Nae'Qwan did not play organized high school basketball. He went into community college. That was his first organized play before he eventually moved on to the NBA. Made his debut with the Cavaliers last season. Then just a couple of weeks ago, had his two-way contract converted to a standard contract. Special story, all energy all the time, and he caught up with Leah Doherty. Take a look.
Stolen! Defense! Brilliant! Lakers don't even hustle back to get it out of the net.
Welcome into the landscape presented by Hospitality Staffing Solutions. I'm your host, Leah Doherty. Today I am joined by Cavs forward Nae'Qwan Tomlin. Thank you so much for taking a couple minutes to join me.
Thanks for having me.
You have, which so many people I'm sure ask you about it, but you have a really remarkable story, the fact that you never played basketball in high school. Was that by choice, or how did it come to be that you didn't play organized ball in high school?
Pretty much in the beginning it was by choice, and then it ended up being because of like my grades and like attendance and stuff like that. Yeah, but
You had a pretty good education though, getting to play in Harlem, New York, on parks, good basketball education. Sure. How early did you start playing basketball?
I think I was playing basketball pretty young. Probably like, I want to say like, just like in the parks. Maybe, I'd probably say like 12, yeah, around that, like 10, probably around that age, like 10 years old.
Were you early one of the best ones? I would imagine you were probably one of the tallest, though.
I was pretty tall for my age, but I wasn't like freakishly tall for my age. But yeah, I was probably going to the parks, you know, playing basketball with my friends and stuff like that. But I didn't probably say I was taking it like serious until like, well, I wouldn't say like competitive wise, probably till I was like, probably like 14, right there, like 14, 15. Yeah, it was like, I really like was taking like competitively, like I wanted to win and stuff like that, yeah.
So give me the rundown, how often were you guys playing at parks? Was it before school, was it after school, was it just
Every
friends
day.
from the neighborhood? What was that like?
Every day after school until like late. And especially too, like during those times, back in the days, like the lights wouldn't cut off. Now the lights cut off, you know, but back then the lights wouldn't cut off, so we just play basketball all day, like, yeah.
What do you cherish about those memories?
Just being outside. I feel like this generation of kids now, like they don't really get to go outside. Like I feel like everything is like, you know, like the games or like their phones and stuff like that. Like just being able to go outside and like spend time with like friends and stuff like that, yeah. So I feel like that was the best times. You know, you go outside, you go home, your mom tell you like, yo, you come back inside, you're gonna have to stay inside. So you really try to stay outside as much as you can, yeah.
That was always what my parents would say. We'd like play at parks growing up and they'd be like, as soon as the street lights like come on, they're like, that's when you need to be getting your butt inside. That means it's dinner time. Mm-hmm. What kind of competitive edge do you feel like that gave you that now translates to your game, getting to grow up and playing basketball in Harlem?
I think just like, I feel like I hate losing more than I like winning, you know? Like, so I feel like I got that from playing outside with, you know, my friends, or just winning in general, like video games or, you know, like card games or anything. Like, I just feel like I just have that competitive spirit, yeah.
When you started taking basketball more seriously, was there a point that you thought, okay, like I could actually be an NBA player. This could be something that's attainable for me?
A little bit. I feel like because of like how my story was and like how I was going, you know, it's rare. So it wasn't like, you know, I was like super confident just because, you know, I feel like I wasn't like, you know, 5-star, you know, I went JUCO. So I feel like my route kind of like hindered it a little bit, but, you know, after a while, I started gaining more confidence in it, yeah.
What gave you the courage to keep pursuing that dream when you felt like there could be a lot of odds against you, because you did start playing a little later?
Right. I think just just believing in, you know, my support system, you know, that they believed in me. And I felt like, you know, I just go as hard as I could, yeah, and see where it took me, yeah.
Who was your support system that you leaned on?
My mom, my uncle, Steve, and then just my friends, yeah.
So what do they look at now, the fact that they see you playing in the NBA? What do they think about that?
It's crazy. I had like one of my friends that I grew up with in high school, he was just at the last couple games, home games, and just like him seeing me there and just me seeing it, it was like, wow, it's crazy. Like where we came from to like where we are now is like, it's crazy.
Does it feel like a reality? Like, do you have time to process and be like, no, I've really made this happen for myself?
Sometimes. I definitely feel like when I'm out on the floor, you know, and they're calling out like, you know, starting lineups and stuff like that, and I just be out there looking like, yo, it's crazy. Like, I'm really here. Like, it happens to me a lot sometimes. Yeah.
How has the Cleveland community, the Cavs community, embraced you since moving here?
They have definitely embraced me a lot, for sure. You know, everybody say they love Tony. I love your energy. You know, keep going, keep going. And I feel like that's another reason why I do it. You know, because I like to get the crowd going. You know, as well as my teammates. But I like to get the crowd going and stuff, and like with the plays that I, you know, make. So just having their support as well, you know, is a lot. Means a lot.
What do you hope for your career here?
My career, I feel like I just want to be known as the guy that, you know, always played hard, you know, who was talented, you know, skilled, and definitely, you know, who cared about winning as well, for sure.
What do you think is the potential of this current roster this season?
I feel like, you know, especially with how we're going right now, I feel like, you know, we can make a run in the playoffs and, you know, make it to the finals and, you know, make big things happen.
What's up, everybody? We going old school, and I'm about to play some NBA Street with Tyrese Proctor. All right, let's get it in. Did you play video games a lot growing up?
For sure. I had a PS2.
You had a okay, what was your go-to?
Skate.
Oh, really? Okay.
Skate 2. I played Space Jam, I think it was. Or Jam.
What inspired you to play the game of basketball?
My dad played, so I grew up watching my dad play a lot.
Besides your dad, who'd you watch to get you motivated to play the game of basketball?
I watched a lot of Jamal Crawford and Allen Iverson.
Jamal had them handles too.
Yeah, those are the two guys, I would say.
When you played at the parks, what was the neighborhoods like playing the basketball?
I played in stadiums. I didn't play in no parks.
Oh, you only played in stadiums?
Yeah. I mean, COVID, we played in, you know, a little bit of park.
Okay.
We couldn't, but for the majority of the time, it was in the stadium.
And that's where all the talent used to come around the neighborhood?
Yep.
Oh, okay. All right, next basket, we're gonna win this. Next basket.
This is how we doing it?
Next basket.
I'm winning.
Well, okay, so I tell you what we'll do is this. After I steal this ball from you.
Breaking the buttons.
I said after yeah, there we go.
Goaltend?
All right.
Next basket
wins. Next basket, here we go. Lock in, D. Lock in. No way.
Yeah, game.
Wow.
Thank you.
Just like that. Just like that. I can't
Good game,
believe it.
brother.
My first loss. First loss, I'm telling you.
Best all-around dunker.
Best all around.
Probably me.
Probably me. Me. Yeah, I'd probably say I got the best.
Still, yeah, I think it'll still be me.
I got the most tricks, I think.
Yeah, me. Nah, I'll probably give it to Ev, though. Just because he can dunk with his left hand. I'm not really trying to dunk with my left hand.
Oh, Craig.
I've showed him a couple things in practice. You know, I showed him the behind the back dunk, you know, between the, you know, the normal stuff, but.
Craig does have balance.
Sleeper's probably J.A.
Jared Allen.
He can get up.
He'll be in practice, no stretch, no nothing, just some crazy stuff.
Don.
jumps out of the gym.
Donovan's this year against the Celtics.
That was probably the best dunk I've ever witnessed.
It felt like a slow-mo, like you just like are like, you're just waiting for it to happen, and it's like, oh.
You have one against Indy down the middle.
Oh my goodness! He crushed it!
2 feet. I mean, his dunks are just powerful as hell.
It's like what's some of the best reactions?
I think I have the best reaction. I'm like a jokester for real.
Oh, Nae'Qwan. Nae'Qwan has a funny reaction.
Whether it's somebody getting dunked on or we're doing the dunk on, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm always have a reaction, for sure.
Jalen.
My thing is like,
I can't sit by him.
And I'll look at Craig and be like, yo.
Because you never know what he's going to do. I have to go away from him every game.
Well, the jury's still out on who's the best dunker, but unanimously it's agreed Nae'Qwan Tomlin is a trip. Always fun visiting with you here on Cavaliers Courtside. I'm your host, John Michael. Until next time, so long. Cavaliers Courtside was driven by Toyota. For all Toyota offers, visit toyota.com.